Good job, Rosie. All right, this video is going over leash work and the heel command. So when we say heel, what we are asking Rosie to do is just maintain a nice, loose, tension-free leash and to have her stay right by our side, which she is demonstrating really, really well. Look at that superstar staying in her heel when a car went by. So she's doing really well with it. The way we introduced it was just using two different ways. So one, I used a long line, and every time there was tension on the leash, I recalled her back and redirected her. And I would apply a little bit of pressure that was on her harness if she did get to the end, just so she could really tell what that tension felt like. Not corrective in any way, just a sensory thing so she could feel it and know like, oh, that's my cue, there's tension, I need to get closer. Sorry if it's hard to hear because of the helicopter. Gonna hold for a sec. Good girl, Rosie. All right, it's far enough away. So that was the first way, was just using a long line, getting her used to, okay, what does that tension feel like? And we need to stay within the radius that's gonna give us a loose leash and not, tension free. And then the second way we worked on a loose leash was doing some quick turns, and we did this inside to start, just because she was a little bit nervous, or we would then do it in the backyard where it's fenced in, there's no traffic noises, etc. So here's how the quick turns look. We'd walk a few feet. Rosie, good girl, yes, good heel, that's so good, Rosie. Okay, Rosie, good girl, yes, good heel, you superstar, good job. Okay, Rosie. Good job. Okay, Rosie. Good girl. Yes. So basically, we're just walking a couple feet, we're turning, and then what I'll do is I will mark yes when she is changing or I will give her praise. I'm sorry, getting all jumbled up. I will give her praise when she changes directions with me, and then we mark yes when she's right by our side. And that is just giving her some understanding of like, oh, here's what I got to do to get the yes. Now we're a little bit nervous because we walk towards the end of the street where Sharon Amity is, busier road. Rosie, can you sit? Miss Rose, sit. Yes, good girl, good job. Good job. Okay, we're calm. All right, let's go. All right, so at first we would do all of these exercises in the fenced-in yard or inside. So we were just working on the loose leash. I wanted her to get some understanding of leash training while we also worked towards her confidence and desensitization. So at the same time we were working on those training sessions, same day, other training sessions would just be outside on the front porch and then in the front yard. But in the beginning, truly, it was inside the enclosed front porch. That way she was far enough away from the traffic noises, but was still getting some exposure. So that was helpful. And then we started venturing out for walks with Bagel, which was a huge help and a really big confidence boost for her. So I would recommend even now getting another dog in the neighborhood to do just some parallel walks with you. Rosie would be so excited by that. So I would highly recommend doing that too. And then after she got that confidence, we started venturing out to some stores where we could practice with more distractions around. That's when we took our Home Depot trip. She also got to go to a waste center with Jenna. But again, just practicing where there's some more distractions. And then once we're actually going for a true, we're doing between, going for a true walk, that's when we're going to start directing when she pulls. Just basically, we're going to stop. Or either going to stop or we're going to change directions. But for the most part, if we're like seeing a squirrel or something, I'm going to work through the distraction and then have her sit, get her focus again, and then continue on. Now, if we pass another dog, we're going to use lead it and we're going to lure her. So if we're passing another dog and she's excited, what we'll do is we'll say lead it, we'll lure, and then once she's focused on me again or the treat instead of the other dog, then we'll release and mark yes. And now let's talk about equipment really quick. And she is in an easy walk harness, which is my recommendation for kind of the teaching phase. Now, with a harness, it's important to note that they are a really great tool, but we do not want to rely on these tools. And right now, because she gets a little nervous still by louder cars and trucks and stuff, having a harness on is great because we get to back it up to a collar as well. So that's super important. But you'll see the cool thing about the Easy Walk is it's got this extra loop of fabric. So when she pulls, it kind of pulls her into you, which gives you just a little bit more control to teach Some cars stopped in front of the house, so she's a little nervous. Two people just knew each other, so they just stopped to chat. And then you'll see that it is Rosey. Come on. Rosey. This is maybe one of her bigger struggles still. Is here, I'll let you see. So she is actively pulling towards the house. Rosey! Because she's nervous about the traffic. And when she gets home, she's like relieved. So even if she has a good walk, I have noticed as soon as we hit the driveway, she is like, all bets are off. She wants to go back in. Rosey, come here. So we're kind of working on that. I don't want her to immediately go back inside then, because it's not fun to get to the end of the walk and just be pulled back in, or for her to let fear kind of take over. So we like to work with her. But so with the, back to the equipment, so with the Easy Walk, it is backed up to her collar. So I have it connected from the actual leash loop to a martingale collar, which is very similar to the Easy Walk in the sense that it has, Rosey, you're okay, come on. Rosey, touch. Yes, good girl, sit. Yeah, very good. You can even see that extra loop of fabric really easy there with the martingale. What I like about that is it allows the collar to stay really comfy and loose on her. But if she pulls, or if you've got to run her out really quick and you attach the leash to the collar, you're safe. She cannot slip it out over her head, because when the leash is attached, it pulls tight, and so it can't go over her head. It doesn't pull indefinitely like a choke collar would. Just pulls enough so it doesn't slip over, which is really great. So you've always got the harness backed up to the Easy Walk, or the Easy Walk harness backed up to the martingale collar. I do not know why I cannot speak today. Need some more coffee or something, clearly. Good job, school bus going by. We've had a lot of practice with those. Rosey, you've seen so many. It's not so bad. Sit. Yes, good girl. Down. Yeah, good girl. Really, really, really great. And you will hear that I am talking to her in kind of a puppy voice, but just across the board, it's really important to note that while I'm kind of reassuring her, we want to display confidence. So you don't want to be like, oh, you poor baby, and feed into it. Instead, we want to be like, you're okay. Just giving reassurance rather than kind of feeding into it, because we need to kind of exhibit the confidence we want to see in her. And if she can sense that we are confident, she is going to be far more confident. So just a note on that. All right, that is leash training. I feel like it was a little all over the place. So if you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to go over it with you. We can do a FaceTime while you're on a call with her if you want, to do an active virtual session. That's fine too. So just let me know how we can assist you. And we're excited to hear how she's doing at home.